path for spiritual living that recognizes the beauty of every spiritual philosophy. It aims at supporting people in their quest for a healthy and prosperous life, a life of significance. Revana Quintana and Osvaldo Mora, leaders of the bilingual ministry Unity Community of Light, are here every Sunday morning to bless you with either an inspiring dialogue and or meditation based on the powerful Unity teachings that we are certain will lead you to a space of deep personal transformation. Please be welcome to Encuentro Espiritual English. We are a gentle voice that expresses itself powerfully through hearts consecrated to God and truth, and that by its commitment to educate spiritually, pray with devotion, and gather in family groups, amplify the powerful light of the Christ presence to the collective, all leading to true abundance. We are Unity Community of Light, a bilingual Unity ministry that offers an online programming in addition to workshops, retreats, and services in person internationally. Our commitment to the transformation of the collective consciousness is our priority. We are here by divine appointment to fulfill this sacred mission, one that we know can only be accomplished through our own transformation. Revana Quintana and Osvaldo Mora and other leaders are fully present to offer you the powerful Unity teachings that will change your life forever. We welcome you from the bottom of our hearts.
Good morning. Welcome to another Encuentro Espiritual English. Today is Sunday. We are celebrating this beginning of the month of June, beginning of, oh my gosh, half of the year. I was telling my wife some days ago when she told me, can you realize that we are already in June practically? And I said, yes. And I had the feeling that 2 weeks ago I just bought the Christmas presents for the family. So, this thing connected to the time, and we say that time flies. Flies where? Flies how? But what is going on with this? Because I remember, when I was a little boy, I used to appreciate time. It's a long hours. Then I get not just a child, and then I get as an adolescent, and then a young adult. It's like times was always that long to wait, long to count. But now, I can see that the time is just flying. How come? And you know what? I have an explanation that many times I've been talking about Mario De Ferrari as my mentor in Unity 23 years ago. He already passed, I think 3 years ago. And 3 years ago. And he told me something that at the very beginning it wasn't easy to understand. And he told me something about horizontal time and vertical time. So, in order to explain this, he told me, look, Osvaldo, we have this horizontal time and this vertical time. Cause and effect is basically the law that sustains everything in this planet. So you do here something and the effect comes here. And this is a horizontal time, a linear time. So it takes time. Whatever you do, you will pay the consequence. So as we go into the evolution of the things, the evolution doesn't go like this. Evolution goes like this. It's like a spiral, in like a cone. So then, if you see every time that evolution is present, the time is shorter and shorter and shorter, being the time the line between these 2 points. You see, pound, 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 until to getting the point. And that's what happened when we get into the new era and Aquarius era, that the two separate points here get together here. And then cause and effect is immediate. Is at the right moment. It's in the very moment that you are doing something. Here it is, the consequence. And I'm gonna tell why is it that I'm telling you this in Encuentro Espiritual English, but why is Osvaldo is not talking about the chapter? I'm talking about the chapter. I will connect the dots later. So I was telling you that, and now cause and effect is immediate. That's at the moment that you do something, you are receiving the consequences of that. Let me tell you something. I was driving my car. I went to the supermarket, and then I saw a spot where to park my car at my right side. But happens that in the other, how you say, in the other part of the road, I needed to, at the left side of the road, I needed to open a little bit the car so I can fit in the parking lot. And there was a lady waiting for a little squirrel finish eating something. The squirrel was in the middle of the road. So this lady patiently, she was waiting for the squirrel to finish whatever she was eating. So, and I needed the lady so she can pass, so I can take, space enough to put into the parking space. And then I just press the honk, pop up, and the squirrel just jump up, and she moved. The squirrels moved. So then the lady could keep passing through. So then I parked the car, and then I said, I think I just made something that I wasn't supposed to, because I interrupt something between the lady in the car and the squirrel in the street. And I said, let's see. So I just get out of my car, I close the door, I pop the alarm, and 10 seconds after that, I was passing through another cars, and one of those cars, by mistake, they did the same thing that I did to the squirrel. Press the hand, pim pim, and I just jumped. And then I start laughing. You see, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes ago, I was honking to the squirrel. And after that, after the squirrel got scary, got just jumping, somebody played the honk on me. And there I just jump up. And I start laughing. So time. Time is the only way that we can connect with God as mind. Somebody says something about the mind of God. You know, I used to think, what, what is that? How can God has a mind? Because in my mind, it was everything broken. Relationships, projects, eh, spiritual connections, money. It's like, how is it that God has one of these things that we can call mind? And it's based on my spiritual journey that I'm here sharing something with you about my experience about God's mind and Osvaldo's mind. Because at the beginning of my spiritual process, I wasn't able to understand how those things are connected, God with me. Because at that moment, God was in heaven, and God was something that was checking on me that I do the right thing. So eventually, He will compensate me receiving myself in heaven if I do um, uh, behave myself. So in this spiritual journey that I've been for more than 20 years, beginning with Andean shamanism, then connecting with unity, and then Hawaiian shamanism. In my understanding, there there is not such a thing as two minds, Osvaldo's mind and God's mind. No, there is just one mind, and that it'll be God's mind. But how can I understand that from the perspective of I'm being a human? How is it that I'm going to consider that my mind is God's mind? You know, we have been created with the capacity of, let's say, the power of will. You see, my my capacity of make my own choices. Making my own choices is not about what road should I take or what clothes should I wear. It's about just one thing. If I am connected to divine, to God's mind or not. And here's the trick, because for me this is tricky. You know, I have a mind. I'm used to project things, to imagine things, to think about situations in my life, without realizing that I am creating that. Just because I'm thinking, I'm creating it. That's God's mind. The only thing is that I don't know how to use it. And basically, when I am sustaining my life in experiences from the past, I'm not experiencing God's mind. I'm experiencing something that my mind can create as an illusion. You know, is something that I remember. It's coming from the past. And also, if I get anxious about what's going on with my life in the future, I'm afraid, I'm scared of the future. The thing is, I'm not in God's mind. I am in Osvaldo's mind. You see, but Osvaldo's mind in future, Osvaldo's mind in past is only an illusion. Because I am not living, for an instance, in my past or in my future. I'm living where? In this very present moment. And in this very present moment is where I realize that there is not a thing such as horizontal time, because everything is happening right now, right here. So in order to keep this together in the context of God as mind, is that we must realize that whatever I think, I'm going to create it, because that's my capacity that I've been created with. As immense and immeasurable is the mind of God, is it is small enough to fit into the heart of each one of us. You see, how can a thing without any dimension is so big, sustain the whole universe, or is so small that is in me? How can that be true? How can I say that I can keep that in my life as a truth that sets me free? You see, all depends in how mature I am in spiritual terms. How is it that I understand the spiritual stuff in my life? Not only about knowing something from the Bible or going every Sunday to church. It's about how is it that I am living? How is my life right now? How are the all the matters that is sustained in my life? How I am handling? That's how is it that we can say I am or not truly enjoying consciously to be connected to God as mind. The words that I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority, but the Father who dwells in me does his works. That's what Jesus says in John 14:10. You see, for me there is no other being with the capacity of explaining some things about God on that divine Master Jesus. And how can I connect what Jesus says with what God is and what is it that I am? You see, that's the trilogy. Jesus brings me a message that connects what I am with what is God. So Jesus says, I am the Alpha and I am the Omega. I am the beginning and I am the ending of the things. And also Jesus says that he is the path, the light, life, that nobody can get to the Father if it's not through him. But as we know in unity, when we spoke about Jesus, we don't talk about Jesus Christ as a person, as a man. We spoke as the messenger of the Christ. So Jesus is the Christ. So the Christ is not our destiny. The Christ is the path to get to our destiny. So I am the beginning of the journey, and God is the ending of the journey. Journey that is sustained by what? By the Christ in us. The first thing that we have to do, what we must do, is get in contact with our Christ in us. You see, then I will be able to take everything that I think I am to in contact with that divine mind that we can call God, and then we will be together. It is me, the Christ, and divinity or God. You see, so that's more or less how I understand that it can work in my life about the mind of God. Over here in the Quest, beautiful book, we are showing the constancy of that. The Trinity. When we discuss the idea of God mind, it seems natural to address the concept of the Trinity, since it's so familiar, even if not clearly understood, uh, to so many of us. The idea of the true one God, which traditional Christianity has espoused and which is also found in some non-Christian religions, can actually best to explain the terms of God mind. God, the one presence and the one power, has three aspects or roles: mind, idea, and expression. The Trinity can be looked as the creative process of God. Mind is the source, the origin, the parent, and the father mother. The mind gives birth to the ideas or thoughts. Expression is the manifestation or our working of those ideas. Expression is, in a sense, the working arm of God, in a commonly referred to as the Holy Spirit, the aspect of God that's the work in our lives. So, the Trinity: mind, idea, expression. Mind creates an idea, and then we get to the expression. Mind, idea, expression. But here comes, as I said, the trick. What if I am connected to this illusion of the past? Of what if I am connected to the illusion of the future? Whatever I express through my ideas, that cannot be sustained by the divine mind because it's not in present time. It comes from the future or it comes from the past. So, in order to sustain myself in the beautiful vibration of what is it that we call divine mind, the God's mind, the mind of God, receiving the benefits of being one and being connected with all of this, we must pay attention to how is it that we are handling in terms of time. I am sustaining my life. How? Am I sustaining my life in the present time, or am I sustaining my life in the past time or the future? How is it that I am experiencing my life? So here we're going to read the mile markers because it's important for us that we are studying the quest. How can be sustained the concepts of today? The mile markers. It says, God is present everywhere in the universe as intelligence. God is present everywhere in the universe as intelligence. The presence of God mind is in your own mind. You see, that's something that I was explaining. You know, in the present time, that is something that you can experience in the God mind. It is through your own mind that you attain access to all of God's mind. We keep saying the same stuff. You have all the attributes of God's mind. When your human mind unites with God's mind, things take the right form in the right order. Once, when your human mind unites with God's mind, things take the right form in the right order. The Trinity is mind, idea, and expression, the creative process of God. You follow the same creative process as God's mind, and human creation is the highest way in which God can express. So that was the mile markers that written in the book. The principal points of this in Encuentro Espiritual English about this book, The Quest, is like connecting myself. If I want to experience myself in divine terms, I require to be connected to divine God mind. With God mind, I am able to experience myself from there. It's the benefit. And whatever result that I have in my life is not because it's a punishment from God or something like that. It's because I am not knowing exactly how this mind God works through me. So in order to do so and receive the benefit of what is it to be connected to divine mind is get to know yourself. You are the one who is in constant contact with you. You know by memory what are your fears, what are your strengths, what is it that you want, what is it that you don't want. And you know exactly when you experience the lack of faith, the lack of love, the lack of strength. And unity is bringing to you all these elements, but you are the one who do the job. So with that, I thank you very much for allowing me to get into your Sunday, in this first Sunday of June. And I really appreciate you for your presence, for your contribution, for your messages, for your ideas, for anything that put us together in our beloved unity community of light, where you are a light. I am a light. So we blessed every each of us in this beautiful connection, and we express gratitude for being here, allowing us to believe, allowing us to know, allowing us to experience divine mind, God's mind, as my mind. Blessings.
Unity COML, Unity Comunidad de Luz, Community of Light. It's a ministry of love, big commitment to help everyone who's ready explore principles of truth that can really bring healing, prosperity, and all the good that God always has in store for each one of us. If you feel truly in your heart that we are serving you and that you feel that you are expanding in every way and would love to give back and make sure that others are benefited just as well, we highly encourage you to donate. Do a love offering based on the love, appreciation, gratitude, and joy that you are receiving from the source to transform your life. Visit us at unitycoml.org and do what is yours to do from that place that knows that there is abundance for all.
As always say, asking is giving, and that's how we support our ministry, your needs, our help, and everything goes together.
Divine love, through you, through us, blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.